Okay, sorry about that. We ran out of time. My bad. Okay, but that's okay. We can make another video and we can put in more information about negative messages, persuasive, and the approach. Okay. All right. So just remember that these instructions, you have to introduce the message, review the facts, put the facts, and then close with a sentence. And this is important. We didn't talk about it. Provide an option, maybe, and or, so you can do this as well, assures the reader of your high opinion of his or her product or service, or, so you don't have, like, if there is an option, give them the option. You know, if it's bad news, like, if you're firing them, probably not a whole ton of options there, unless you've got another opening somewhere else, maybe. Or, if you are telling them your application has been rejected, maybe there is another option. I don't know. Maybe if you're a doctor and you're saying you got cancer, but here's the good news. You know, give them something. Assure the reader of his or your opinion, if that's applicable. If you don't have a high opinion of them, just don't lie to them, you know. Offer a friendly remark. Okay. Maybe humor's not the best place to put in here, but maybe something that's friendly. You know, at least this is happening. Maybe not an at least statement, actually. That's kind of bad. But it is good to wish the reader success, if anything. All the best in your endeavors in the future. Probably not if you're telling them that they have cancer or something. All the best. Good luck, man. Probably not the best idea. Okay. Consider what the message is. Maybe some options. Close with a sentence that is helpful. Something that maybe you would want to hear if you were receiving that news. Okay? Persuasive message. Okay? Get the reader's attention. Alright? State the purpose. What you want the reader to do. Okay? Provide supporting information. It's all written out there. You're just persuading... It's almost like sales. Like you're selling them. You're selling them something. Okay. When you're selling something. Okay. So let me give you an example. A few years ago, my wife's best friend got a message from somebody in high school that she hasn't talked to for years. Got this message. She's like, "Hey, how's it going?" Turns out, at the end of the day, she wanted to sell her some pyramid scheme thing. Okay. So the same friend, years later, messaged my wife, and my wife's like, "Oh man, you're just going to, try and sell me something." But, she didn't say it at first. They have been messaging for over 3 days now, and she has not brought up that she wants to sell her something. But she's getting there. She's getting to that point. I don't know, you guys probably don't know much about, pyramid schemes, but they always say things like, "Oh, do you want to retire early? Do you want to have more time on your hands because you're making this much money?" They'll always tell you these things. They'll be like, "Do you want to have more time to do things that you always wanted to do but can't do because you're so busy with work? I'm going to be retiring next year." She's starting with those things. So you know that she's going to sell her something. Okay? And it's all nonsense. I'm sorry if one of you guys are in a pyramid scheme. It just doesn't work. Okay? My aunt actually is part of paparazzi, and she's made it big. 1 in a million. Okay? Congratulations if that's you. But it doesn't happen all the time. Just so you know. But, tangent. If you're selling somebody something, the point is, this girl has got to be a good salesman or a terrible salesman. It's taken her 3 days to get somebody to talk about it. You don't want to take that long. That's a terrible example. But I'm just telling you, that's an example of over-indirectness. You do want to be indirect, though. You do want to show, some tact. You don't want to just say, "Hey, do you want to buy something from me?" All right? Now, obviously, if you're knocking on somebody's door trying to sell something, that doesn't really apply to like a letter where they have to read something first. You do want to get to the point. Otherwise, you're going to lose them. All right? You don't want to just talk on and on and on. You do want to get to the point eventually. But if you're trying to persuade them to do something, here's the point. You don't just say, "Will you buy this?" and then leave it up to them. "Will you buy this?" No, that doesn't happen at first. what you're supposed to do is, instead of beating around the bush, tell them very specific points of persuasion, right? So state the purpose of what you want the reader to do, provide supporting information, and then request your action. Okay, your requesting action is almost last. Okay? But providing statements, supporting statements, you should do this, you should purchase this, you should hire me because ... And then say, it'd be very nice if you could. Or will you? Will you do this? Yes or no answer. It's a really good way to do it, actually. Okay? Request the action. And then, so that's just what I'm going to do. Write a brief message using the indirect approach. Try and sell me something. Try and persuade me to do something. Maybe you can persuade me to join, I don't know, Talons. If you can persuade... well, of course, you get what I'm saying? Like, if I was a student, or persuade one of your friends to join your club. Persuade one of your friends to help you with your homework. Tell me this message right here. It's going to take up this whole space. You might have to add a new page, like I mentioned in the last video. Okay? The you approach, putting the reader into action. Okay? So here's the we approach. Right? I don't know if the we approach is really necessarily a thing, but we're calling it the we approach for now. We provide guests with many different spa treatments. Okay, so obviously this is a spa company or something like that. We is the first thing that you see. It's all about me. I'm the one talking here. We have such great business. We provide guests with this or that. Okay, we approach is boring. Okay, it's very narcissistic. Nobody wants to hear it. People love to hear about themselves. You, okay, rewrite this the you way. You are going to have a great time if you do this, all right? You need this. You have to, or it's important for you to consider your health, right? Something. Our chef is amazing for his tasty cuisine. You will be very satisfied when you do this or that. Something. I'm not going to tell you the answers here because I want you to think about it. Now, there's a whole paper that I would normally have you guys do for practice, but practicing isn't very smiled upon nowadays. Homework, as you will. Okay, so that's the you approach. Very important. Especially, actually, when persuading somebody. You want them to think that you are talking about them, right? You're not trying to build yourself up. You're trying to make them feel good about maybe doing something, right? That's a really good tactic, by the way. So the you approach also makes you more approachable. I mean, you're not familiar, you're not comfortable with things that are unfamiliar, right? And if you use the we approach, I don't know anything about you guys. I don't know who is we, right? We provide guests with many different spots. If somebody told that to me, I'd say, well, that's great, boring. I don't know anything about you, right? But if they say you, I know everything about me. I've been with me my whole life. So when they say you will have a great time, then I'm like, hey, maybe I will. Okay? And I'm thinking inwardly. Okay? So, get this done. This, like I mentioned before, may be your last assignment for the quarter. If you are done, fantastic. The reason why I'm ending so early is mostly because we need to give more time for some people who may need more time. Okay? With the online thing. Some people are rewriting the entire PowerPoint for whatever reason, for other assignments that I've given. Just let me know if you're still struggling. I could download things on Google. I can even put it on your school Google Slides. I can maybe do some of the busy work for you. I'm totally willing to help you out with some of that busy work because I don't want you to have to waste your time and be frustrated with things that you don't need to be frustrated about. I want you to learn about business communication. And if you're frustrated about business communication, well, good. Okay? You need to get over that part on your own. You need to struggle through it. That's what I want you to be struggling over. I don't want you to be struggling over, getting this set up, okay, or turning it in. I want you to just know about business communication. If you just knew, if I could just reach into your brains and say, hey, this person really does know about business communication, and just move on, okay, that would be the ideal situation. Not going to happen, though. So just let me know if you have any questions. Get through all of this, and good luck.